December 27, 1972, Southeast Asia. The U.S. military is bombing North Vietnam, and Marine Captain Ron Forrester is climbing into the navigator seat of his A-6 combat jet. Call sign, Tiny 05.
Prospects for peace are pretty slim now. I shouldn't have any trouble getting 100 missions before this thing is over.
When he could, he'd write to his family in West Texas, his parents and brothers, and his 2-year-old daughter, Karani.
I hope you all have a nice time today. Christmas is going to be just another work day for me, but I'll have one next year. Give Karani a kiss for me. Love, Ron.
Captain Forrester and pilot Jim Chipman's mission? Flying low and slow over enemy territory at night to a target where enemy fighters knew they were coming.
They basically said, hey, go and see what you can find. Good luck. We're all counting on you.
They flew through low clouds and rain, across the DMZ, and into North Vietnam.
And we just stopped by my parents' home. And when I rang the doorbell, a close family friend opened the door, and I could tell from the expression on her face that something horrible was wrong.
Tiny 05 had disappeared. Ron Forrester was missing in action.
You wonder if he's alive. Is he in a cage? Is he being tortured?
Ron's daughter, Karani Forrester, grew up carrying the pain of not knowing what happened to her father that night.
And I was pissed. What do you mean it's the end of the Vietnam War? Where's my dad? I knew that there was hell to be raised, and I was ready to do it. And I wanted my dad home.
Karani has spent her life looking for the truth about what happened to her father on his final mission in Vietnam. Along the way, she would meet forensic scientists, historians, and government investigators. But there were also mysteries, official secrets, conspiracy theories, and shadowy geopolitics. It also led her to other families, just like hers. Together, they would push the most powerful people in government to bring their loved ones home.
We are going to get this job done, and we are going to count for every single person who is missing. And thank you very, very much.
They're now accusing the U.S. government of deliberately hiding information that these guys are alive.
So we go meet him, and he picks my dad's picture out of a cruise book, saying, yeah, that's him. I was held in prison with him.
Would you please be quiet and let me finish? We talk about would you please shut up and sit down?
All of us were focused on one thing, which was to put an X on the ground for Karani, for them to go dig.
We were convinced that the Vietnamese knew more certainly about Ron Forrester.
And I'm kind of looking at him like, yeah, Mr. Know-It-All. But he said, no, something's not right.
It is a gray and blustery day. It's amazing to be standing here after working on this story. When did he serve and what was his role?
There was an entire industry in Vietnam to make fake dog tags.
And so we continued to dig and continued to dig.
Why would I be spending more money on doing more research to something I already know where it's at?
I need to find information about a tire that was made for the U.S. Navy in 1965.
And then there's some stubborn people like myself that say no.
We think it may have come from an aircraft in which 2 Marines went missing in action.
And I don't want to say that it, full-blown conspiracy.
The U.S. government teams had shown an astonishing lack of investigative interest.
But you got a bigger problem. Well, what's that? That tire does not exist.
It was in between 4 rice paddies. Where's the spot that says this is it? It's very hard unless you find remains that the families will ever, be, in their heart that this is their resting place.
Now I know what it feels like, and I want them to get answers too. And I want everyone to be released from the torment of not knowing.
My name is Josh Alvarez, and this is The Final Flight of Captain Forrester, the story of a daughter's tenacious search for the truth, told in 5 episodes. A new Texas Monthly podcast, coming April 29th.